This documentary was 2 years in the making. Every trip that I've taken across the globe always had a theme akin to a movie or a documentary. Now I turn my attention to the ultimate prize, the land of the rising sun. So of course it dawned upon me that Japan in 2017 is in an uncertain decade. The bubble, or the miracle as they call it, from the 70s, 80s and 90s had suddenly crashed, and Japan found itself in a time in which their growth was stagnated. Animes have come and gone, movies have come and gone, but one thing Japan continues to do is produce food, technology, and weirdos. Join me on a journey of a lifetime where I look at the funny, the wild, the enjoyable, and the totally weird side of Japan at its rawest. No apologies, no honorifics. Minasan, osashiburi desu. I'm back again on the final leg of my Osaka tour and then on to Kyoto. Did I ever tell you that Japan has the most gangster taxis on earth? A massive fleet of Toyota Crowns, the cleanest ever, and the drivers look like they're chauffeurs with white gloves. Remember what I said about vending machines? Well, it's true. They're everywhere. I wonder if they place them in the sea. Well, yeah, I mean, Japanese fishermen need vending machines too, right? Don't take me seriously. I am joking. I think. Now, octopus may not necessarily be what you crave when you got the munchies, but be sure to check out takoyaki. No trip to Osaka is complete without it.
Tempozan Market is a place full of screaming kids. I mean, an open hidden gem. Lots of places to munch on. You will definitely find lots of sushi, crab, oysters and lobsters. They do definitely sell weird and wonderful things. And you can definitely get a lovely ninja collection, including shuriken fridge magnets. They stick like they're real. So you now also could be a real ninja. I'm sorry. I was just being silly.
Fancy the bite to eat? I attacked the buffet like a shark that hasn't eaten in 3 days. Which is weird because there's plenty of fish in the sea. You know how I feel, and I'm feeling good. That's why I didn't get into singing. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-da-na-na-na. Whatever.
Now, for a little intermission. The art of hengao is the art of making weird faces. Ooh! Is enough to make you scream.
Nothing more relieving than an instanding view, and an outstanding feeling. This is the port behind the Tempozan market. And yes, they have Lego. Sorry, I meant Rigorand. An Instagram moment with Snapchat seconds. But in this case, my story won't fade away. Hopefully. The beauty of Japan is they sold their stereotypes, such as rubber band, katanas, and samurai table scissors. Well, back to the aquarium again. And I'll say one thing, I'd never seen a 24 karat gold fish before in my life. This fish had eyes the color of blue diamonds. That is, if blue diamonds exist, of course.
I don't really feel like I'm in a good mood.
And you really disturb me. What do you want? You seem to be from outside. You're not from Japan. You're from somewhere else. Yes, I think so.
I think, well, I don't really care.
I'm not really in the mood to talk today.
Of course he won't be in a good mood, not with me around.
So now you can see why I'm not really in a good mood, because I'm cornered to the wall with that thing over there.
That is one gigantic crab. They don't look like this in the supermarket. They look like giant sea spiders. The sheer fact that they're not moving looks like the prelude to a survival horror movie. And their mutated appearance fits the part. I really hope they don't start moving. See? Even sharks go on dates. Until somebody comes and ruins it for them. Oh dear. DateRuin.com. Back to you, my friend. Yeah, I was wondering. A bit of a rude question up front. How do you brush your teeth every morning?
You heard what he said? You ain't moving anywhere today.
Okay. Looking at the scenario, can we assume that the three sharks are protecting the gentleman out of his own safety? I don't think so. It's nighttime in Japan. We've just finished the day tour of Tempozan marketplace over there. And of course the aquarium, which is behind me, had fantastic ice cream. They got some really nice ice cream out here. Lovely people as well. Very courteous. I'm really shocked, but they're really courteous people. We managed to find a halal restaurant, which is good. Lots of walking. You walk a lot in Japan. You definitely come back slim. Especially if you're Muslim. You can't eat all the meat out here because it's not halal. So you probably become a very slim person in Japan. You'll be like them. So it's probably better to stay in Japan for 1 year, lose a bit of weight and come back. You look different. Plus you'll be able to pick up a language in between. So alhamdulillah, now heading back to the hotel. We were finally pulling away from Osaka station and onwards to Kyoto. I was fascinated by the Japanese countryside, so I decided to let the film roll. I was really curious to know what was life like outside the cities in Japan. Furthermore, I wanted to know, where did Japanese people live? I had the impression that all Japanese people only lived in apartments. But I was surprised to find out that Japanese people in fact also live in houses, albeit small houses, similar to Lego houses. They were cute. And they were no different like anywhere else. They had shops, big apartment buildings, parking lots. No different. In fact, there was no real difference between the city, the towns and the villages. In fact, I think they were all just one big gigantic city, with the city getting smaller and smaller as we continued to go deeper into the countryside. It was a hot day for a especially cold time of the year. The sun was beating down. I had this impression that due to the fact that Kyoto was in the interior, that they seemed to get a lot hotter weather. and it was definitely true in some aspects, but still the weather was more pleasant. Well, at least it was cooler than Dubai. That's all I can say. Very quiet train stations. Not what I'm used to when you hear about Japan. But I guess that's a pleasant side of life, is not everywhere is crowded. And of course, in many documentaries they said that the countryside is getting quieter and quieter. It's really fascinating what type of life people live in the countryside. Having visited many countries around the world, I was always fascinated to find out what was life like in the countryside. But then I came to the conclusion that it's no different to anywhere else in the world. In fact, a lot of people live in the countryside are either retired, they have their own business, they farm, and most definitely that their children have left to find work in the cities. And the young people often return either to visit family or probably to take a short break. Nevertheless, we were slightly ahead of schedule, and Kyoto was not far away, and we were soon to approach Kyoto. When we reached Kyoto station, I was just amazed by the sheer size of the place. It seemed like half of Asia had just arrived and went through the gates of the station. Not only that, the station was massive in size, a sheer work of art and engineering. Once again, I have to reiterate, Japanese train stations are something else. They have everything. There's nothing that they don't have. I mean, you could exaggerate a little bit saying that they don't have certain things, but other than that, it's definitely a self-containing complex. And you just see people coming, going, just bodies walking here, walking there. And sometimes my curiosity makes me want to stop as many people as I can and ask them where they're going and what are they doing. Just fascinated by how the world moves. And I'm sure that you yourself would be fascinated by it. Well, having made it out of that fortress known as Kyoto railway station, we finally found our shuttle bus that'll take us straight to our hotel. Kyoto is a beautiful city. In the background you can see the Shinkansen, the bullet train. I had a little incident with it, but more on that later. Oh, Japan. Food, technology, and weirdos.